What a headshot! What a head!
How's it, guys? This is Dayvy, FPL, and welcome back to the Fantasy Premier League video here on my channel. Now in this video, I'll be taking you through my very own team selection for the upcoming Game Week 22. So Game Week 21 has just ended last night, and those games actually went to plan. Not many kind of returns, except the green arrow did go down a bit. That was the expectation with no players left to feature last night. So to start off the video, I'll give you guys the updated rank as well as how the entire team performed. After that quick recap, I'll be going straight into Game Week 22 where we're potentially going to be taking a -4 to get a certain Chris Wood into our starting 11. So if that's something you guys are interested in, sit back, relax, and let's get straight into it. So Game Week 21 wasn't that bad of a game week. We finally got a green arrow, except before yesterday's games to after yesterday's games, we've literally risen a few hundred places. So the current overall rank is on the 203k mark. A green arrow is a green arrow, but I would have loved this to be a bit bigger. Now that was thanks to 70 points, which seemed like was my safety score. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys scored more than that, and congrats if you guys owned Amad Diallo. Now what's actually crazy is last night's fixtures went perfectly to plan. Bruno Fernandes ended up blanking. However, those 2 bonus points are a little bit annoying. I think this is the second week in a row where he's got not a lot of returns but still gets bonus points. But if you guys look at the total bonus points last night, it seemed like a pretty terrible game. Then even with the Brighton fixture, João Pedro, who we benched, as you guys can see, only got 1 point. So I didn't regret the decision to actually bench him even though he started the fixture. This might actually be a good thing for next week if we do rely on him, as there might have been some questions about his fitness if he was on the bench. So literally, I don't really know what more to ask for, but apparently Amad Diallo's ownership is pretty high, as his Hattie dropped our green arrow quite a bit. The rest of our bench, unfortunately Robinson with those 2 fluke assists is going to remain here, so he got 7 points. Fabianski back in the start 11 after being injured, and then Greaves after last night's 1-pointer. Pretty happy with how the bench performed except for Robinson. Now Raya between the sticks also conceded to Spurs, so he only got 2 points. At least he outperformed Fabianski. Then our back line was pretty disappointing. Trent blanked in a fixture that I thought he could actually get some returns, but conceding to a Chris Wood goal was really not what I wanted. Then Gabriel, like Raya, also ended up blanking, except we have this Gabriel gate. It was confirmed last night that he didn't get the assist. Now was that the correct or wrong decision? Don't exactly know. I thought it came off him before the Solanke OG, but I guess Opta and FPL agreed otherwise. Then Munoz 6 points might be good, but against Leicester I was hoping for a bit more. Hasn't really been the attacking giant I wished he was since bringing him in. In a week where other players like a Lewis Hall got some points, was pretty disappointed with my defenders, and I'm going to need them to step it up next week to get a bigger green arrow. Then our midfield department, at least we captained the right midfielder Cole Palmer over Mo Salah, but like I mentioned, the transfer plan was quite unlucky not to score, had a bunch of chances. So that Liverpool game against Forest was just one of those games, could have had a haul another day. Cole Palmer getting that goal early on led my expectations quite high. Wish he got a few more in the later stages, but unfortunately only the 1 and some bonus points. Enzo also ended up blanking, but he was in the bonus point debate, so it just shows you that he did have a good game. All I'm happy though is that he outperformed João Pedro on the bench. Don't think I could have taken another week of people asking me about starting Enzo. The reason I did this was that when I switched the cam seat to Cole Palmer, I was hoping Chelsea did well. I'm even going to forgive myself for benching Robinson, as those 2 assists were pretty fluke, but don't worry, next week probably going to bench Enzo. Then Gordon also outperformed Bruno. I was just happy that he did. In a game against Southampton at home, I was thinking that Bruno was going to haul. So Gordon outperforming him with that transfer a week ago at least makes that decision quite correct. Who you guys would own for the future is up for debate, but pretty happy that I selected the Newcastle midfielder. Then finally Eze, a very bad transfer, Semenyo out for Eze. Let's just hope in the future weeks it does pay off, as currently Eze is on a 6-point deficit. Won't lie, Crystal Palace didn't look that great either from an attacking point of view, whereas that Bournemouth defense has been putting up some good numbers. Then finally our forward department, Isaac, the star of the show, a 16-pointer, had the Camsey armband on him in the team selection last week, but the press conference update led me to captain Cole Palmer. Now I guess what was projected ended up happening. Around the 70-minute mark was subbed, but as you guys know, by that time he did the damage, 2 goals plus 1 assist. His effective ownership though around my rank was below 100%, so still happy that he managed to haul. The final player though, Nicholas Jackson, has just been a massive disappointment in this fixture, got 1 assist, and pretty thankful for that it was the Cole Palmer goal. But then to go and have 1.1 XG and score no goals from it, might have been a bit unlucky, but I know he's not the best finisher. So definitely the disappointment of the game week was Jackson, so many chances, just couldn't score. So once again, Chelsea potentially ruining my week, but I guess Cole Palmer was my captain. But if I didn't go for him, I would have gone for Isaac. At least it was a green arrow, even if it was a small one though. How did your game week go? Was it a good, a bad, or a terrible week? Now before we go over the transfer plan, I want to give you guys my current team selection, just for some context, and in another world I might actually roll the transfer. So just keep in mind that I do have 1 free transfer and 0.3 in the bank, and I'll talk about my plans later on. Now the bench this week is a little bit tough, especially for the defensive rotation. Don't feel comfortable benching Munoz, but West Ham did look better. As mentioned, Crystal Palace also didn't look the best of team and have just lost Chalobah. He was recalled to Chelsea with immediate effect. Does have that attacking threat though, I just feel like my other defenders do have better fixtures, but he could sub in front of my other midfielders or my forwards. Then Enzo, yes, benching him, watch him return against Wolves, very good fixture on the cards. The one debate we might have is starting Fabianski or Raya, currently going for the Arsenal man with a high chance of a clean sheet. So Aston Villa away from home are a completely different team when they are at home. The XG numbers aren't that great to be honest. Arsenal have been super annoying though, conceding low XG in these fixtures, but still managed to concede 1 or 2 goals. So let's see what happens. Going to be starting Raya over Fabianski though. Just trust the Arsenal defense slightly more than the West Ham one. I'll actually be doubling up with Gabriel, has that attacking threat, and overall thought he had a pretty solid game against Spurs. There is a world though that I do sell Gabriel with some regret, as he can be an absolute FPL beast. Same with Trent. Brentford away is a great fixture, just hope there's defensive and attacking returns here, but that Brentford team at home have been pretty consistent. I'm not going to bench him though, this is Trent at the end of the day, FPL royalty. Let's hope he gets back to the best of his ways. Then finally Robinson got some clean sheet points against Leicester, hoping for the same this week. And obviously he has attacking threat even with those fluke assists. Fulham have had a pretty good start to the season, or actually at the halfway point looking like a decent squad, and obviously a great fixture on paper. Now midfield department, spoiler alert, no Kamsi armband on Salah at the moment, although this might change come that Saturday deadline. I just feel like Liverpool aren't in the best of moments, although Salah's still getting a bunch of chances, and as a Liverpool fan might be slightly unbearable if he does manage to haul here. As mentioned though, Brentford are a pretty consistent team at home, but I still expect Liverpool to score, and that's why the armband might switch. I spoke about happy to own Gordon. Bournemouth at home's a good fixture, they're also having a great season, but so are Newcastle, and I still expect Newcastle to score here. So pretty happy that he outscored Bruno as we are on the net positive. Let's hope it remains that way over the future game weeks. Then our captain at the moment, Cole Palmer. Wolves at home is just too hard to ignore. I saw enough in the midweek to actually go for the Chelsea man. This might change though, let me know in the comments down below who's your captain at the moment. I think those will be pretty split, maybe 50-50. I am backing Chelsea once again, so that might be a mistake, but this fixture on paper does look pretty strong. Then Eze against West Ham, an improved new manager West Ham, and even though Crystal Palace didn't look good, Eze still had a few chances. I brought him in for these good fixtures though, so let's hope they remain that way. All eyes on him though, hopefully he outscores Semenyo. Then our forward department kind of picks itself. Isaac at the moment is on great form. Fixture's a bit tougher though, so won't look to captain him. No questions though, definitely going to be hoping for some returns as he's been super consistent, and if you guys do want to go there, can understand the captaincy. The one polarizing player for me at the moment though is Nicholas Jackson. Great fixture on the cards, surely he hauls here. Now unfortunately my easiest route, I'll talk about this later on, is going to be Chris Wood, and that's why Jackson might be in my team and he might not be. I just can't seem to take him out with those stats, even though he's missing a bunch of chances, at least he's getting them. Surely he converts some soon enough. But I'll talk about my transfer plan shortly. Let's just go over my last player, and that's João Pedro against United away. Now you guys would have seen last night United are still not the best team at the moment, and I do favour Brighton to actually score here. Now there might be a debate about starting João Pedro or Munoz. Even Enzo against Wolves could be a shout. I just feel like with the penalties, now that we saw he at least can manage a few minutes, I think I might just stick with João Pedro and hope that he does well. So the 3-4-3 formation is on the cards at the moment. This could change though. maybe a 4 in defense or 5 in midfield, do you think João Pedro is better or worse than Munoz or Enzo? The team overall, and that's why as mentioned I could actually just roll the transfer, the team does look okay, but let's go over some options I'm currently thinking about. Now the transfer this week, and there's a big player missing from my team, and yes, that's going to be Chris Wood. And to make matters worse, he has Southampton at home this week. You guys would have seen last night, even though they were pretty strong in the opening kind of minutes, those last 20 were really kind of bad. So if United can do well, just imagine what Chris Wood's going to do, and that's why he might be essential with his ownership for this week. So as mentioned, my easiest route is actually Jackson down to Chris Wood, as I don't have enough money to upgrade another department. So this week it might be quite close, can't believe I'm saying that, but Wolves at home is a great fixture. But I guess next week Man City, although they haven't been defending well. Chelsea do have some medium-term good fixtures though, whereas Chris Wood's are average, but Forest have been attacking really well and Chris Wood's an elite finisher. Like we saw on the weekend against Liverpool, he only needs one shot to actually get some points and basically guarantees 3 bonus points in the mix. So I'm pretty sure I know the answer here, but comment down below, would you guys do this transfer? I won't lie to you though, I might just keep Nicholas Jackson. Might be blind faith, but I think just the fact that he's getting so many chances does make me want to keep him and hope that he hauls shortly. Chris Wood though does seem quite essential, and that's why I might just have to bite the bullet, although there might be a different plan that I could do for -4. So instead of taking out Jackson, I could actually take out João Pedro, who, let's be honest, his stats aren't that good, but the Brighton fixtures don't look bad and he is quite cheap. I would however have to find 1.0 million to afford this transfer, and they'd have to do a downgrade in another department. So I think I'm more likely to take out João Pedro just because the numbers aren't great. His XG per 90 isn't fantastic, but that could change at any time with these better fixtures. Now the current plan to get that 1.0 million might be to actually downgrade Gabriel to Konate with the double game week coming up for Liverpool. Now if you guys don't know, game week 24 at the moment is penciled in or basically provisionally confirmed, and that's going to be Everton away as well as Bournemouth away. Now though Gabriel is going to be an absolute beast in FPL as mentioned on his day, Konate could be a good option with that double game week coming up. Now big disclaimer, if I do bring in Konate, obviously can't go for the slot assistant manager, but to be honest not really looking at it at the moment for this double game week. The tough part though about Gabriel is with those good fixtures in the medium term, I mean Leicester, West Ham and Forest do look pretty strong. I would say though with the double game week that Konate over the next 3 weeks does outperform Gabriel, but I should hope so as I would be taking a -4 with only one free transfer this week. So potentially another route to a double game week player as well as Chris Wood, but you guys are probably screaming at me to just take out Nicholas Jackson at the moment. So those are my current thoughts. It's either this -4, Jackson to Wood, or rolling the transfer. You guys let me know in the comments down below what you guys think I should do. If you guys need help with your own transfer plans and your team selections, comment it down below, or join my Discord server link in the description as I am slightly more active there. Otherwise, hope to see you guys in the deadline stream coming up on Saturday, 1 hour before the deadline. Make sure those notifications are on so you guys didn't miss out on this one. But this is basically a wrap of the video guys. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Please like it and subscribe if you have subscribed yet. Hopefully see you guys in the deadline stream coming up on Saturday. But for the time being, I'm signing off. It's been Dayvy FPL and I'm out. Cheers, bye.